where he's standing, it's real. Like the LA, all like me, I got into LA. Why did I interview like 130 or whatever fools from it, mostly from LA, but Texas, New York, the Bay, because they had this new like swag and they had like actually pretty good music. Like, no disrespect, but Chicano rap, besides one song from Little Rob and a Conejo and like a couple songs, bro, it's trash music, you know? I'm sorry. And that's not just for the Southsiders. Even Darkroom Familia, come on. The only thing that was good up here was a couple songs from Darkroom Familia, some songs from 17 Reasons for sure slap. Generation of United Norteños definitely was what had a couple cracking songs too. But overall, and I'm not even hating because these were the first generation of Chicano rap artists, and I don't want to put them down. What I want to say is the first people to do something usually don't get the credit or don't have the sound that, you know, I feel like is going to survive and kind of influence everybody else. Because the only problem I have with all of this is that we keep going back to these old politics. I'm going to even get into another topic in a little bit about American Cholo, kind of putting conditions on his friendships. Are they friendships, but are they business, or are they business? And I respect that. I don't agree with him, but I also respect that he's creating boundaries to protect his podcast. And I think that's dope. But I will speak on that in the future. So a little bit of the critique on Lazy. I respect that he admitted that he was nervous. If you see, he's looking this way a lot. He's like looking away from the camera. Everybody, when you do an interview, look at the camera, look at Adam, look at the other camera, engage. Be right here with it. Don't be kind of tucked in a corner, you know. If you see Adam's like this. He's posted. He's moving around. I mean, he's not moving around like a distraction. But you can tell that Adam's comfortable. But I understand your first time, you know, and he even admitted that. But I'm just proud that he represented himself well again. I disagree. I think we all influence each other. I don't think anybody's copying anybody. I think Lefty's not stealing tracks. I think he's saluting people and using their music, you know, like in a different way, a creative way. That's hip hop was born on that. The beats that hip hop come from are not, they don't create that original sound. I mean, maybe now they're starting to have new like technology, but back in the day, they had to rip that off of other people. Hip hop is all ripped off graffiti culture, you know, like get it whatever, however you can. Influence, you know, get out, get up. It's like graffiti. Get on a wall. You know, get your word out like me. Things aren't perfect here. You know, like I want a better camera. I want it doesn't move. I want a better background. I want to be all kinds of things, but it takes time. But what hip hop's truly about is just going for it. And, you know, and as you get better, you grow. And that's what I'm doing with my podcast. I'm real hip hop with the podcast. I feel like if given the opportunity, I'm the most dynamic voice in my generation, and I can serve my people and give you a honest look. I was trying to tell this guy, he was trying to say kind of like, oh, you're flawed and you shouldn't think this way or say this about women or do this thing. And I was like, bro, the reason podcasting is so deep is I'm sharing my flaws as I'm working on them. I'm a work in progress. We all are. And I'm never going to figure out, and I'm always going to make sins every day or create, you know, sin, and I'm going to create blessings too. And that's the beauty of life. So I do want to include the upstate rappers in influencing LA. But for the bigger proportion, it is Northern California. And before that, I mean, even this gangster stuff started, you know, you could say in LA. And they exported even, you know, gangster culture, you know, for good or bad, you know, it's something real, right? I want us to remember that it's okay to influence each other. It's okay to collaborate. It's okay to salute each other. When are we going to stop hating each other? When are we going to stop acting like fools? When are we going to keep these fake bridges and barriers up because our egos won't allow for? When are we going to have actual balls? When are you going to be like an actual gangster? There's a difference between a gang member, a gang banger, and a gangster. When are you going to be gangster with it? And it's not like work your own program, respect programs, but do your thing. I was talking to this guy, and you know, we'd break the internet if we podcast together, but he can't. His politics and his what he's around, he can't do that. And that's what I was telling him. That's the butt factor. That's why we're still not gonna ever be taken serious, because we don't take ourselves serious, and we're still thinking about something that don't make sense, like gang banging and losing your only life to a street that you don't own is wild. Do you know that the owners of those streets wouldn't even die for their street? They would get robbed. They would figure it out. You know, it's like, it's such a weird suicidal thing to do, and we do it freely. So we have to get over these old ways, from thinking that we're copying each other to telling people that we can't work with each other to just all kinds of things, you know.